Hello friends! In this tutorial, we will build a basic calculator using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Dark mode on. Light mode on. Neutral mode on. 1 plus 5 equals to 6 minus 3 equals to 3 minus 5 equals to negative 2. Clear. Dark mode on. 5.3 times 2 equals to 0.6 divided by answer equals to 1. Delete. Light mode on. 0.2 3 5 times 1.65 equals to 0.3875. Delete. Delete. Clear. Answer equals to 0.387775. Neutral mode on. Clear. 5 percentage equals to 0.25 divided by 1 equals to 0.25. Clear. 2 percentage times 9 equals to 8.98 minus answer equals to 0. Dark mode on. Clear. 1.50 plus 3.226 equals to 4.726. Delete. Light mode on. Delete. Neutral mode on. Clear. Let's have a look at the tables of contents for this tutorial. I have divided this tutorial into 3 parts. Part 1, we will build an HTML file. Part 2, we will add CSS styles to our HTML elements. In Part 3, we shall use JavaScript to design an interactive calculator-based web application and perform calculations such as addition, multiplication, division, etc. We'll begin with the first step in this tutorial, which involves designing the HTML web page for the calculator. Here, I'm using Visual Studio Code, but you can use any other code editor as well. Open the Visual Studio Code and click Open Folder as shown here. Right-click and select the new folder. This will create a new folder in which we will save all the files required to build the calculator application. Rename the new folder as Calculator. Click on the Select folder as shown here. Now, we can see that the Calculator folder has been added to our workspace. Click the first option, as shown here, to create a new file inside the Calculator folder. Rename the file to calculator.html. Type an exclamation mark and press Enter. Next, change the document's title to Basic Calculator, as shown here. Create a div tag with My Calculator as the heading and set its ID as a heading. This ID attribute can later be used for styling CSS or accessing the element using JavaScript. You can also add comments, as shown here for future reference. In this calculator, we will have three types of modes: dark, neutral, and light. Create a div tag with the class attribute set to mode. Inside the div tag, create a button element for each mode. Each button element should have an on-click event attribute. This event attribute is used in JavaScript to switch between modes when the user clicks a specific button. Next, set the ID of each button element with respect to its mode for future. You can also add comments for this div tag for future reference, as shown here. The calculator is divided into two major elements, display and buttons. These buttons include numbers and operators. So, first, create a div tag with an ID attribute set to a calculator. Add the break tags as shown here to insert line breaks. Under this div tag, create another div tag and set its ID attribute to display. Enter the initial text to be displayed on the calculator, as shown here. Create another div tag below this div tag and set its class attribute to buttons. I have added comments here as well for future reference. Also, you can pause this video or restart it for better understanding. For each row in the calculator, we will have the div tag with its class attribute set as buttons. Let us consider the first row of the calculator here. When a user clicks on a button, for example, 7, the application will output the recorded audio file for number 7. Similarly, if the user clicks on a multiplication operator, then the output audio file will be times. Now, let's create audio files for all numbers and operators used in the calculator. Make sure to save these audio files in the folder calculator we created earlier. As you can see, I have added all the required audio files inside the folder calculator. I have shared these audio clips in the description box below so you can easily download these audio files to build an interactive calculator like this. Under the div tag with the class set to buttons, create another div tag for button 7 and set its ID attribute to N7. Inside this div tag, create an audio element, as shown here. Insert the name of your audio file. Similarly, let us create buttons for numbers 8 and 9. Next, create div buttons for delete and clear. Delete performs the same operation as backspace. Clear is used to clear the display of the calculator. Now, we will create the buttons for the second row of the calculator. Copy the earlier div tag with class attribute buttons and paste it below it. Edit. Similarly, create the third row of the calculator. Make sure to use the correct ID and class attributes, as we will be using these attributes in C. Finally, Create the last row of the calculator. Let's review our HTML code for the calculator. You can pause this video for a better understanding of the design and structure of the HTML file we have used here. We will add class attributes to the calculator's display and buttons. This will be useful for styling in CSS and performing calculations in JavaScript. The class main includes the display and the is equal to sign. The number class consists of numbers, whereas the operator class consists of arithmetic operators. The function class denotes features like delete, clear, and answer. Save the file and click the Go Live button below to view the HTML file in the browser. You can see the output of our HTML file in the browser now. We will add CSS styles to our HTML elements in the next part of this tutorial. You can view my playlist and the link to view the second part of this tutorial in the description box below. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, then please like this video and share it with others.